They did Tory dirty, dog.
I heard what she did to
man.
Tory.
I don't know. I'm a dummy, man.
Look at this girl right here, man. Why they keep showing her face, man? Do you see how unattractive this woman is? This is a lunchroom lady.
Yeah, buddy.
This is a lunchroom lady who done got somebody jammed up who could actually help the world. This bitch can't do nothing in the world but put on accessories and perpetrate a look. I'm just saying. Come on, man. I let him have it. Corey, you wrong for that. What I'm wrong about? What I lied about since I've been up here?
What's up? This bruh man from the fifth floor. I just want you to know that you watching You Just Got Juiced reactions. Don't forget, you got the juice now.
What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, You Just Got the Juice, and we are back at it again with another live reaction video. If this is your first time here at the channel, let me say thank you for checking me out and helping this small channel grow. Just started this journey back in January as of this year, and as of today, we have already reached almost 1,200 followers. So just wanted to give y'all a big thank y'all for helping this channel grow. It really means a lot, and I really appreciate it. It lets me know I'm doing something good, and I keep on pushing out content as long as y'all keep on watching it. Without further ado, we're going to jump in quick into this Corey Holcomb discussing the Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion case. A lot of new evidence has come out. It looks like he's about to get released soon. So yeah, let's see what Corey got to say, and yeah, I mean, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do, and leave a comment at the end of the video. Let's get started.
You ain't got your evidence stacked right. Them lawyers can get that shit thrown out of court before it even get to court. So we had to make sure the evidence was stacked right. This is a lying, fake ass bitch.
Damn.
They did Tory dirty, dog.
I heard what she did to
man.
Tory. The reason, like I said, I didn't have all my evidence stacked. Now I got all my evidence stacked. I would love to talk to Tory's people or whoever those other people were you were telling me, because maybe we can all come together against this bitch.
Yeah.
But ain't nobody tripping off no goddamn Meg Thee Stallion. Get your lying ass.
Yeah, man. It's either, okay, I had to sit down and think about it for a second. Now, it's either, it's two scenarios, but going off what I just read recently, it was no bullet fragments in her foot, but shards of glass. And then when she died and said she did get shot, and then when they went to go look for the evidence mysteriously was missing. So I had to think about it for a second. So it's either she got shot at, but not shot, or she really got shot in the foot. But because the paper said it was no glass, I mean, it was no bullet fragments, I'm thinking she just stepped on the glass and she was shot at. But because she was so drunk and she wasn't aware what was going on, she assumed it was Tory, or either she knew it was Kelsey, and because Tory wasn't going to snitch and Kelsey was her best friend, even though they were sleeping both with Tory, you would still choose your best friend. As a female, I would assume they would choose their best friend over a man any day. So they was like, well, what the hell? I got a career and you're my friend, so let's just pin it on him because we know he's not going to snitch. And then he probably didn't know it was even going to go this far. That's why he probably didn't defend himself. But again, who knows? I'm just speculating.
That's how she really looked. She looked like a bitch who fight bitches. I need her for security. I don't need to hear you dance and rap. Shut up and fight this bitch, drunk hoe.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, she did some cold-blooded lying, man. That's the part where I'm like, if women lie on a man and he has to do jail time, if that's overturned, they should have to go do that time.
Yeah, man.
She know who shot her. And Tory's so solid, he didn't tell.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, he didn't tell. But the thing is, when they only took his DNA and it was 3 DNAs on the gun.
Which was, again, it don't make sense because they didn't want, they just didn't want Megan to have any parts of that as a legal point of view. And what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word? It would just be a bad look for her being on Rock Nation as far as being an artist. It's a word I'm looking for. I just can't put the word in my head. But it wouldn't have been a good look. And then Tory, he's a guy, black. He's already a rapper. It just, yeah, that was just wrong, bro. And it was just that whole protect black women movement for her, man. The Gayle Kings and the, man, y'all silly ass rabbits. They tricks off for kids, man.
What about that?
They didn't even test Meg. They didn't test the chick who actually shot her. Her best friend is who shot her because she was fucking Tory.
Fucking hoes.
Man. They did some foul shit. And then there's some. Allegedly. Then they saying is I can't.
Darlene always taking up for bitches. That's all I got to say. You always take up for the raggediest bitches in the game.
She said allegedly, so you won't get sued, brother.
I'm not saying for you. I'm talking about Craig, silly.
No.
Oh
You
God.
said allegedly right after Craig made a point as if you was taking up for the bitch.
No, I meant allegedly for him to say it after he said all those things. Oh my God! See you, wow.
Allegedly came out.
You are just way too much. That's.
She can get mad all she want if you want
in that
to.
case because that's not what I meant.
Okay, whatever, D. Allegedly. You said allegedly for what, though?
The things
you wanted him to say what you wanted him to say.
No, the things that you're saying, you still have to follow with allegedly.
Okay, what did he say that made you say allegedly?
A lot of stuff. I'm just saying a lot of detail in that case.
Well, there was a press conference. There was a press conference last week.
No, let him stay. Let's get to the bottom of this. Since we on this.
For her, I'm not. Okay.
There's a press conference last week.
He is on one.
Somebody I'm very cool with. I'll introduce you to. They're in the comedy world. They own a law firm. They own a law firm, and their law firm they specialize in getting people out of jail who've been unjustly convicted of crimes. So they're getting Tory Lanez out of jail, and so they've been working on his So what in the press conference, you can see this is a live press conference. You can watch it. They talk about. I'm not going to say the name, but they're implying somebody higher up paid old girl or somebody she deals with to take information from him, because she was a part of his defense.
Talking about, I know what you're talking about. I know about this. I just couldn't say nothing because I'm finna come at the bitch.
Okay, yeah. Well, let me keep my mouth shut then. But yeah, it's a lot of.
Oh, you can say it now. I got all my evidence.
Okay, yeah. Watch that press conference, man, because they railroaded this brother. And it ain't right. And if she had something to do with it, she needs to pay the piper.
I know who they talking about. I just heard this in my other story. They said this person got the whole industry on lock, and the government is trying to aim for her because she represents Rock Nation. It's one of these people. Let me find. I got that in my last video. I'll come back and tell you who it is in a second.
14 times.
Well, it was a hit.
It was a hit, but I'm saying, no, he shouldn't even be there. He shouldn't even be there.
And in regular population, too?
That's
right.
crazy.
That is very crazy.
Well, he's in the... I can't say that. I know more. Yeah, but he... yeah, it's cold-blooded.
Darlene, so why did you say allegedly?
I'm saying that after Craig was saying all that stuff, you got to follow with allegedly. All the stuff that he's saying that.
Why do you have to follow with allegedly?
Because it just saves your ass. What do you mean?
It saves who ass?
Your ass, Craig's ass. When he was saying all that stuff, I said it
what?
allegedly.
Craig,
like,
what Craig said?
Don't forget to say that is what I meant.
What Craig said was facts, right? Did you say something that's opinional?
No, this is just all public information. It's all public information.
But
it's
it
a press conference.
But they're working on a case.
Right.
Don't want anything to get messed up. But okay.
Yeah, this is all just what I'm repeating what the lawyer said in the press conference. I'm not saying that I can't make a statement of fact because I'm not involved with the case. This is just the information that is divulged
Yeah, YouTube, all my videos allegedly for everything that I said.
to the public.
Okay, so the point I'm trying to make
I don't got
is
no
this.
money. Don't
This is
sue
the point
me.
I'm trying to make. You said what the lawyer said, but it wasn't allegedly. This is what the lawyer said.
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm just wondering, do you really understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
See,
got you. Yeah.
I mean, we did a show about the old fun girl who done aged out, the lady who kicked her leg up in the air.
I forgot her name with the voice.
The one I said, when you get to hell, shoot a bitch on the
Bitch,
bull.
you sound like a male gospel singer.
Yeah.
I can't think of her name.
Lewis.
Jennifer Lewis.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
You should watch. You should watch D
Thank you.
when we talked about Jennifer Lewis. You should watch D when we talk about these whores, these bitter, broken down women. I'm just saying, you should watch Darlene's reaction.
I be looking at her face
to
sometimes. I ain't
whores.
gonna lie,
That's what
bro.
made me say what I said. Because
what's
you get excited when whores win. You do.
if it's not a big deal to me, I like the lady. She's a great actress. I
Who?
liked her book, Jennifer Lewis. But if you want to go ahead and call them that, go ahead. But
If a man did what Jennifer Lewis did, he would get negative press.
and that's just
from
how things
whores.
work. Unfortunately, that's how things go. It's not.
life
It's
ain't
not my
So why
call.
you mad at me for calling it out?
It's not my call. What do you mean? I don't get mad at you. What are you talking
You
about?
got mad. You act like I
Nobody
did
gets
something
mad.
wrong when you said
No.
allegedly.
Because I was just covering Craig's ass. I wasn't talking about her and what possibly happened. You snapped on that.
Craig's ass didn't need
I
to be
didn't-
covered. He repeated
But
what
I
the
can't
lawyer
say that.
said.
It's like, okay, I can't look out for him. Okay, whatever.
Okay,
the
D.
show.
Once again, we misjudged you. This is also in the Bible.
Look at her face. Look at her face. Here we
This
go.
is also in the Bible. You always are wrong when you talking to these things that were created from our rib. They were created from the human element. Our wretchedness is what they were brought out of. I'm telling you. So
shit.
you will always be wrong in correcting them. And if you don't believe me, just do a case study. I want you to correct.
Man, I don't even try to. I mean, I ain't gonna say I don't try to win my arguments anymore. But it really ain't no. It's not really no need. Even when you dead right, and it's blatantly you're correct, and you be like, all right, see, I told you. They're spinning another way, bro, and I don't know why it's like that.
10 women and you tell me what the results are. I was talking to a girl the other day. This girl started yelling over me when I talked.
Oh, wow.
She did this. I was like, bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you? Do you know all she talked about was me saying, you started saying, bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you? I said, bitch, you started yelling when I was talking. I didn't yell when you talk. This is what happens when you're talking to the ladies. I'm telling you, they don't know nothing. They have no accountability of nothing they did wrong. They just want to tell you jumping on them or whatever. And I'm not saying this for you to get mad against the ladies. I'm just telling you, you have to recognize they're insane. Insane. They are for fucking. Every once in a while, you meet one that you cuff up out the group and you try to take care of it and clean the soul off and spray it off with holy water, but it rots right back up after you clean it, I'm telling you. So that's the girl who
That's the woman.
who allegedly,
Yeah. And she got immunity. It's like, what? Come on, man. This whole case is just. I don't even care about the case. I just care like how poorly it was handled and how it was accepted. I care more so about the bigger picture here. Like, okay, I take that back. I do care about it a little bit because I'm ready to see Megan Thee Stallion crash and burn, bro. That's the only reason why I care about it. But overall, I care about the justice system, and it's like, if this could go down and I face just like this, and nobody said nothing, and the government allowed it, then it's like so many other cases you would have to reopen with the same premises and stuff like that. So it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if this opens back up and he's a free man, it's still going to open up a lot of rabbit holes, and then it's like, it's going to be like the iceberg effect, bro. It ain't going to never stop. We're going to find out something new about another case, and then, oh man.
Her bodyguard said my client shot. It wasn't Tori. It was my client that shot her.
Shot the gun.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Yeah, that's the information.
So this young brother was dragged in a scheme to set him out when two drunk hoes did what drunk hoes do. That's basically what happened, right?
I mean, hey.
Drunk bitches. This is what they do. I don't know. Do you see the housewives starter kits they got on right now?
Yeah, buddy.
That type of woman, when I see them, I always be like, oh shit. When I see the bang that was created,
I can't.
the eyelashes attached to skin because the hair got plucked out too many times. When I see the BBL especially, once I see the BBL, I know you insane. You insane. You had shit put in your ass for clout.
I haven't even touched the BBL yet. I don't really see many of those down here in DC. I think it's more so natural. If it is a BBL, I can't tell. But I was like, yeah, but I never seen nothing crazy or like, out the blue and shit.
You put shit in the skin of your ass for clout. Let me say that one more time so people can hear that, because some people might miss the insanity in there.
Thank you, Ray.
You had stuff put in the ass skin for clout, and you want me to think you have any inner peace or tranquility? You are insane if your ass has been altered by stuffing.
They said it posted, like I said, I'm trying to find that evidence that they released today. So let me see if I can find that real quick and see what's going on.
2022, singer, rapper Tory Lanez convicted of shooting performer Megan Thee Stallion after a party at the Hollywood Hills home of Kylie Jenner. Here's the story. They're at the party. After the party, they get into an argument. Lanez tells Megan Thee Stallion, dance, and shoots at her feet like a cowboy movie, hits her. Proof? Testimony of Megan Thee Stallion, her friend Kelsey Harris, and DNA evidence on the weapon that convinced jurors to convict. Pretty simple, right? Maybe not. Turns out that DNA, only a 0.01% chance that the DNA is from Lanez. He's always maintained his innocence. He was sentenced to 10 years, so this is really about the testimony. Lanez, so what happens? So he goes away, recently stabbed 14 times in prison. Many say it was a hit, okay? Because new evidence is about to come out. All right, a little conspiratorial, but he was definitely stabbed. Lanez supporters believe that the media doesn't care because Megan Thee Stallion is represented by Jay-Z's Rock Nation. I didn't give a damn about Jay-Z or his company. This just wasn't a case on my radar until now. Why? Paulina Luna. She is a representative from Florida. You see her here on a regular basis. She says she's got new evidence, says it wasn't him. And she joins us now. Representative APL, it's good to have you.
Thanks, Chris. Happy to be back on. And thanks for taking a look at this case.
No, listen, you tell me to take a look at it, I'll look at it. But why did you look at it? I mean, this isn't your jurisdiction. I don't know you to have any connection to any of these people.
Yeah, so as you know, we are on oversight and accountability, and so this case was actually initially flagged for me by Amber Rose, and the reason why I took particular interest in it is because of the fact that they actually had evidence that they presented to me in my office that actually
what? Amber Rose sent her the case? Amber Rose is the reason this is all happening? What?
The conviction. So as you stated earlier, that 0.01% of DNA, they actually found 4 people's DNA on that firearm, none of which was Tory's. Not to mention there was 0 fingerprints on the actual magazine. And also too, as you said, 0.01% chance. I mean, that evidence in itself should pretty much speak for itself. Also, there's been ring footage that's been obtained that actually disproves the whole dance, Megan. And so what we're saying is really there was a case of he said, she said, the evidence wasn't actually respected and properly adhered to actually in the trial. And then they also were doing something that
I knew it was weird. Like, what man would say dance, dance? Come on, bro.
I would find pretty wild. They're actually submitting his lyrics to rap as evidence to the crime. So look, first and foremost, you have to have a free and fair society. That means we need to respect and uphold the justice system. So I actually reached out today to Gavin Newsom's office, and we are requesting an emergency meeting. We're also working with other Democrats, specifically to the California delegation. But I think that this is something that's pretty egregious, that the way that this was handled, the way that it was. I think that it was largely driven by headlines. And aside from the people involved and the parties involved, obviously I take domestic violence, I take this very seriously, Chris, but I also take very seriously the fact that I do believe, based on the evidence that I've seen, that Tory's innocent. And I think that it sets a really bad message when you have someone of his stature, and also to someone that is as influential as he is, that's being wrongfully incarcerated. And that's exactly why we wanted to use our megaphone for a good reason and help get him his pardon, which I think we'll get.
So Luna, who did it? I mean, she says, and her friends
Let's
say,
go.
That he did it. And who else would have done it? And what proof do you have to support that? I get it. Maybe they didn't make the case the right way with the weapon, but who did it?
You know, Chris, that's not for me to weigh in, and that's definitely for the judge and the jury. But what I will tell you is, based on the evidence that we have, the evidence that we have says that he wasn't the guy. And so I do think that Gavin Newsom has some great attorneys that will look at this. But I'd also like to point out that the prosecutor specifically on this case that initially brought the charges is a very interesting prosecutor. Look into who ran him. And at the end of the day, you know, I think Hollywood, as you know, Chris, and politics does overlap. And there's a lot of interesting stuff that happened there. So look at the evidence for yourself. We've posted it for the entire world.
So Hollywood and politics overlap each other. That's some wild stuff to hear. That's some wild stuff to hear. Like, well, what does that even mean? How do they overlap each other? So I don't even want to think about that. That's like
to determine for themselves. And I know that Tory's legal team actually has an incredible case. And so we are calling on Gavin Newsom to issue that pardon immediately. And also remember, he was almost killed in jail. I actually talked to him today on the phone. And he said that once he does get out, once he does get this pardon, which I do feel confident that he'll be getting, he's going to work extensively in prison reform, because this should never happen to anyone.
Paulina Luna, this is a really interesting one. I've never covered a situation like this before, but I appreciate you using your platform and let the legal team know. We'll be reaching out if they want to come on to make the case. I'm happy to hear it, and we'll check in with the governor's office as well. Thank you very much for coming on.
Yeah. Of course. And Chris, too, if you want, we can probably connect you with his dad as well. I think it's important for people to know all the facts.
Yeah, I'm here for it. I'll check in with you right after the show. Thank you very much. Thank you.
That's crazy. Amber Rose is the reason that Tory Lane's story is on the news in front of these white folks, these politicians, the government, and she's supported by Trump. Y'all forget she only been in office about 6 months, and she's like the first Latino, whatever the hell she is. But but Trump backed her and got up in there. So again, and she's a Republican. So you got the Republican, man. Look, this is about to be an interesting. Yeah, this everything about this is just interesting. I'm just curious to see how it's gonna go, and would justice be served swift and quick towards Megan Thee Stallion? You can't do nothing for the other girl. She got immunity. So she was smart, but can you revoke immunity? I don't know. Like I said, I mean, I ain't in all this court stuff. Pretty sure Google know the answer. Anyway, I'll catch you guys next time. Leave your comments down below. How do y'all feel this is going to turn out? And yeah, let's just stay tuned and just see how this whole thing just yeah, it turns out. Because Jesus, man, they just they did it in our face, and like oh man, that's the disrespect though, bro. Like it's like this it feels like a goddamn movie, bro. Like it feels like a movie. That's how fake it don't even make sense. Like I don't know. I'll catch you guys next time. Don't forget, you got the juice now. We are out. Boo-doo, boo, boo, boo.